chatty people. You guys ready to play some D&D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kathy,
Cool.
good to go.
We're recording.
Okay. Do what? Are we rolling? All right, cool. All right, so recap. Do we need to recap? I think we need to recap. Because I did some retconning, because I looked at the world map, I'm like, oh, all the stuff I want to do won't fit in the space. So, you guys actually, so at the end of last session, you battled the Umber Hulk in the ruins underneath the well. You found a tunnel that led away off into the distance that you followed and followed and followed. And so what really happened was you ended up following it for something like 20 miles, a long day's march. And if at any point in that time you guys want to stop and take a long rest or a rest, you are welcome to do that since we're kind of retconning here. But that tunnel eventually emerged into a forest. You kind of went up a scrambly little hole in the ground, and you emerged kind of from into somewhat some ruins, like some old pavers and those sorts of things. Nothing massive, but it's definitely some man-made or elf-made or dwarf-made or something made, like a old ancient structure. But the forest. So you're right now. Fergus had made a really good survival check when you emerged, which lets you guys, he kind of estimated you guys are roughly 20 miles north of town. Somehow you have traversed underneath the current river, which runs through the middle of the Old Wood. And so now you are in just the deep, deep heart of the Old Wood. But all is not well. The forest is been corrupted somehow. The trees look sickly. There's an abundance of fungus growing. There's this sort of musty, dank smell. It is. So you traveled through the night. You emerged sometime mid-morning of the next day. So we're just kind of following the regular old Earth calendar, because making up stupid names for months is annoying. So like it's not Hobbit Timber or something like that. It's just May the 1st. So it's a new day, but you guys have been traveling all night. It's roughly around 8 a.m. And there's just a good mist kind of hanging heavily over the trees. It is spring. There are leaves on the trees in this part of the forest, but they just sort of have they're not quite green. They're just sort of like yellowish with sort of brown edges and spots, and the trees and the grass are kind of dry and don't look very healthy at all.
Now,
So,
I have a question.
so do I. Go first.
So, two things. One, how long has it been since the girl was kidnapped total?
Okay, let me consult my little.
Because I know we're on a timeline. We know we only have a couple days. So I'm wondering how our urgency is.
Right. So you had like roughly, 4 to 5 days.
Okay.
So the attack on Oldfield and the kidnapping took place on April 29th in the wee hours of the morning. And so it is now, there's been a full day. So you've only kind of used one full day. So you were in the morning of the second day.
Okay.
But it would the kidnapper's time to get the girl to where they were going to go. So you don't even know if the ritual has started yet. Yeah.
Now, would I notice based on like what we're sensing in the trees, just what I know of the ritual and stuff, would I be picking up on why this forest is like it is, or no?
Make a nature check.
14.
Yeah. So, you could have also made a Arcana. Would Arcana be better?
Yeah.
So that would be 16 for you.
Okay.
Yeah. So based on your knowledge of the arcane, so the corruption that you see is definitely not natural. It's definitely caused by some evil magical presence. From what you know of hags as creatures, like this is signs that this one has been here for a long time to kind of have this amount of like corruption taking place in the forest. But that there also may be something enhancing, like been here a long time, but there may be other things going on. So this is a little bit out of your wheelhouse. This would be more in terms of like druidic magic, but yeah.
So, quick question: we did or did not rest during that period of time?
I was going to let you guys tell me whether or not you want to rest now or if you want to rest kind of at some point during the journey.
DM question. If we don't rest, are we exhausted?
I think you would incur like a point of exhaustion because you're at the end of. I'm not sure. I can't remember when exhaustion starts.
I think we started going. We rested like during the day, the last day.
Yeah, I was gonna say we took a long rest, so I don't think
it's took a long rest. It's been like right. It's been like one solid day of. You had a couple of hours of adventuring, killing a number of Hulk, and then you traveled a day basically. So like it's only been like 14 hours since your last long rest.
So we have a few hours then before we would have to rest or become exhausted. Okay.
Did anybody keep track of what I did?
No spell slots, I think.
Like how many bardic inspirations I have left? All right.
2 bardic inspirations you used.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of wing it. Yeah. Did you cast any spells for me, Megan?
Did I what?
Did you cast any spells for me?
The only ones we used was the bardic inspiration twice, and then we shot some arrows.
Oh, perfect. I put 2 down just to be halfway, so I still have 2 left. All right, that's it. Okay.
I think you used a vicious mockery too, but it's a cantrip.
I could do that. Yeah, I was gonna say do as much as I want.
All day.
I do.
Your mockery is much better than Sushi Master's mockery.
Because I've researched.
Does the corruption kind of give a direction to a central point? Like would it be less decaying here and then decaying over there?
Oh, that's interesting. Make a perception check.
All of us?
Sure.
I'm gonna perceive so much. Nice.
Fergus got a 14.
How have I got a 12?
I got a dirty 20.
Nice.
I got a 9. So Fergus is doing better than Siobhan.
All right. Okay, so Yuji kind of tapping into his bardic knowledge is able to kind of tell that the corruption sort of to the south of you is less than the corruption to the north of you, and it seems to be pretty consistent that way to the east and west. So if that makes sense. So the kind of the gradation of corruption is increasing as you travel northward. Yuji also notices that there is an eyeball in one of the trees. It's kind of stuck in a knot. It's sort of disembodied. You wouldn't have noticed it because the eyelid closes and it almost looks like bark. It's so kind of perfectly camouflaged. But it's a larger than human eyeball. It looks like it's been kind of ripped or cut out of some other creature and is now sort of growing and being incorporated slowly into the bowl of this twisted oak tree, kind of nestled down in like a little knot. And the pupil is definitely tracking you.
Can I investigate it with Arcana and see what I can see about it? Like, what's it doing
Sure.
besides looking at us? Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Come on, big money. 15.
You can't really. So this seems to be some sort of scrying. So some method of seeing, places and things from a distance. Like that would be your best guess.
Can I poke it with my finger?
It's squishy, and it kind of, as you approach it, like it closes. And when it closes, the lid sort of blends into the bark of the tree. But you do like walk up to it and are like, "Perm," and it's squishy, and it kind of like opens for just a second and then closes right back again.
Hey guys, something's watching us.
Can I, after she points it out, can I throw a dart at it?
Absolutely, roll to hit.
Oh, poor eyeball.
I know. I was like, do I want to take it out?
8 + 6 is 14.
Yeah, that hits. Roll damage.
Sorry, its AC was 16, Steph.
I know, right?
It's a armored eyeball.
That is 8 points of damage.
All right, your dart tugs into where the eyeball is, and it just sort of pops like an overripe grape, and just ooey gooey, gross stuff kind of oozes down the bowl of the tree.
Oh man, I was
-1
studying
eyeball.
that.
But they're watching us.
I know,
They know
but
where we are.
Can I go over and smell it?
but it was
Sure.
up on a tree.
Get out a little vial.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
Fine. Well, it looks like
You can collect eyeball goo.
Yay.
maybe I
Put it
will.
in
You know
your-
what?
Put it
want
in your
some eyeball goo.
inventory.
All right, I want it. Okay.
Eyeball goo.
Eyeball goo. Vial
Managed
of
equipment.
eyeball.
Custom items. Oops.
Do we see any tracks going north?
I think Fergus was able to I believe at the end of last session he did track tracks going north. Y'all can re-roll survival if you want to see if you can.
Who's rolling survival?
I rolled a 13. I think all of us can.
Okay.
I rolled
Yeah,
an
sure.
18 + 4, which is a 22. My math skills are not here tonight, guys.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
Fergus
saying these
got
out loud.
Fergus
Yeah,
got
so-
a 19.
I only got a 10.
I got a 10.
So y'all kind of the tracks sort of wander, like they kind of pick their way through the trees. There's no clear path. Sort of, it looks like maybe there was a cobblestone or set laid stone something here long ago, but the stones the pavers sort of fade out and are consumed by the forest, and they disappear pretty shortly after where you emerge from the hole in the ground. And so, like, you can see the path that the goblins have taken, to sort of winding its way between trees, heading always sort of due north from where you are.
I say we follow that path.
Agreed. Can we follow it stealthily though?
Maybe.
Can we try?
Sure, so that'll slow you down, but you can absolutely follow it stealthily. So,
Do I have to follow it stealthily? No, I will. I'll follow
Yes!
it stealthily.
I got a 17. That is better stealth than I've had in a long time.
No
I only got
tongue.
9.
No tongue
I
advantage.
got
on
a
that.
22. I'm stealthy as
turn.
all
And
get
all
out.
right, then I rolled a
Fergus
21.
got a 13.
No tongue, you're muted.
Okay,
I didn't
I
wanna
rolled
be
a
stealthy.
21. 21 on stealth.
Wow.
okay.
Way to go, Chuck.
Wow.
For once, Siobhan isn't the one biffing it.
Wow. And look at Jared, how sneaky he is.
Wow.
There we go. So,
Guys, real
yeah.
stealthy.
Ironically, it's the ranger that's making the most noise, but still pretty good. So y'all managed to take off through the woods. You walk for a couple of hours, going slower than you definitely would. You notice there's no sounds of the forest, no sounds of trees, or you don't see any squirrels. You don't notice any of those sorts of things. The corruptions just seems to get thicker and more oppressive. Soon this sort of warm drizzle starts to come down on you and starts to soak through your clothes and your armor. The smell of the dankness gets thicker and more intense, even as the ground that you're walking on seems to become more and more spongy as you walk along. You notice more rotten wood, more fungus. Yeah.
I know that we're all walking through this yucky, uncomfortable stuff, but does any of it seem like actually bad for us? Like, should we not be breathing the air or anything like that?
No, no, it just seems just kind of gross. So you continue on. The cloud cover increases. Soon you sort of make your way. The forest sort of forces you down into a small dell, and sort of along you kind of hear water running in the distance as you go along. As you kind of come down in elevation, the fog sort of settles down into the lower crevices of the land. But you do strike a small stream or a river off to your east, so that would be kind of to your right. They're just the water is flowing, but it's not like you would expect it to be more of a babbling, happy sort of water splashing over rocks, but instead the water seems to be clogged with leaves and just old branches and pieces of wood that kind of fallen in and blocked things up, like a large rain or flood had come through and clogged up the waterway with broken pieces of trees and plants. You do see like the occasional antler sort of like sticking out of the piles of driftwood that have sort of piled up everywhere.
Do we see any more eyes in the trees?
Everyone make a perception check.
Nine.
Oh, wrong one.
Also a 9.
Everyone's rolling 9s.
11.
Going.
Fergus got a 15.
You don't notice any more eyes in the trees. Everyone who got a 15, I guess that might have been Fergus. Anybody else get higher than a 15?
Oh,
Um,
Sook.
Fergus kind of
Sook did.
calls for everybody to stop, and he starts to listen to the almost like listening to the wind, and he says, I hear singing coming from up ahead."
Can I immediately shove something in my ears?
Oh, I gotta.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is my
No
first
tongue
reaction.
is
I'm gonna
awesome.
find something and shove it in my ears.
Is it like chanting?
No, it's like a little girl singing.
Does she sound happy?
I mean, kind of.
I think you're muted now. Or if you're no.
Me? No, my children are here in fancy dresses that they wore as flower girls, and I don't know what's happening in my life right now. It won't. You're too big.
I saw your mouth moving, and I wanted to make sure you knew.
I'm asking them what is happening right now.
They're like, we don't know either, Mom.
Kahavai, are you looking around for something to put in your ears?
I would have just grabbed the first thing in my pack. I don't know, cloth, towels. Everybody has something, right? Just something moldable to stick in my ears.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
easy.
Are
Easy
you gonna
enough.
offer me something?
You need something? Sook have.
All right, I see Kavai doing that, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. So I've got some fine clothing. I'm gonna say there's a nice cravat in there, and or cravat, and I'm gonna stuff the ends of my ears.
Why does no one want to hear this? What am I missing?
It could be a siren scary thing, and I have enough knowledge to know that sometimes singing can be scary, and she's putting stuff in her ears, and I'm like, that's a great idea.
What did you give me, dude?
Siobhan wants to move towards it. I don't know.
Am I gonna give you something?
No, Sue gave me something.
Yeah, so I hand you a dead rat,
Jared, I can't hear you.
and I pull the ears off of it, and I offer them to you.
Am I the only one that can't hear Jared?
I hear Jared.
Oh no, I can't hear Jared.
What?
If you click on him, you can turn him up individually.
Oh yeah, he's all the way up. Say something, Jared. That's so weird. I can't hear you.
He wasn't.
Oh, you punk!
Yeah. Oh, that's awful.
Deception roll.
Do it again. Do it right.
Got you. Got you.
So-
That's a natural 20.
Are you still just messing with me?
Siobhan,
No.
are you good? You're walking up to the
I
girl.
can't hear him.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk up,
You don't see anything.
and I'm taking
You just-
Fergus with me.
I'll go with.
I'll follow. I just don't want to hear the song.
I don't
Okay.
know how effective rat ears are gonna be.
Yeah, I don't know how effective it is. Either.
It's an old rat. It's kind of squishy a little bit.
Jill
Wait, we
drop.
lost Jill.
Did Jill
Well,
drop?
I can turn
I
around. I
probably
think
took
I have
those.
some.
And use them, and then like got fabric in there too.
Hello.
I don't see anything in my stuff that would really be helpful to you.
Can you hear us, Jill?
I can hear you. Jared, say something.
No.
Oh, for some reason you were on mute. No wonder you were just so quiet. I was like, Jared's not talking much today. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm good.
I mean, Fergus could bust out his bagpipes and start playing along. I'm going through his inventory.
I've got a lute. We could just start like a company in the singing. That would be fun. Just be like, your backup band's here.
That's the loot's in your room.
Oh my goodness gracious.
All right.
The what?
So if you
Oh,
want to stuff something in your ear, you're able to do that fairly easily.
Did it.
I'll give you advantage on any saving throws you might or might not have to make.
And there's probably none. We look really cool.
Duke takes back the dead
Nah.
rat and puts the fingers in her ears.
Now, does Fergus get advantage if he starts playing his bagpipes to drown him out?
We'll see what happens if Fergus plays his bagpipes.
Oh, Fergus.
All right, I'm gonna make sure No Tongue knows that they're singing. This is like one of the only signs I know. Like, singing.
Okay.
Okay. So you advance, kind of keeping the river on your right-hand side, deeper into the forest, and you go, maybe 20 yards, 30 yards. Siobhan, you want to make a perception check? Are you the only one not with plugged up ears?
Fergus doesn't have plugged up ears either.
Okay, so he can hear it.
So perception, is that what you said?
Yeah.
I got so Siobhan has a 7. And perception for Fergus is a 20.
All right,
Nice.
so Fergus is. You can't quite hear it. Maybe it's just the sound of the water. But Fergus is saying it's definitely coming from up ahead. So keep going.
I say yes.
So
Okay.
you follow. So the river's kind of running down through the middle of a small valley, covered with wood, thick woods on either side. But the rocks at this point are getting larger as you're walking down towards where the source of the sound is. And you go another 20 yards and you come around a large boulder that is, kind of halfway in the creek, halfway on the bank. But around the other side, you come across the figure with her back to you, kind of hunched over the stream, a small hooded humanoid looking figure, and she is just sort of playing with a stick and a leaf that's floating around in a still pool in the eddy of one of these larger rocks, and she's singing, "Soldier, oh soldier, won't you marry me?
This is creepy. But I can't hear it, so.
But you can hear this now.
Oh, even with my cravat in my ears.
No, the ones without. Sorry, Siobhan and
Fergus.
Fergus.
Okay.
She doesn't seem to notice you. You notice a shock of red, her little kind of emerge. She has a hood up. Her single red lock of hair is just sort of sticking out from beyond the hood.
So her back is facing us? Her back?
Her back is to you. She's crouched over, and everybody can see this. She's crouched over the stream with her hood up, and she's playing in the water. Soldier, soldier, won't you marry me?
Goblin in a wig!
Before the cows come.
Alright, who's gonna go up there and poke her?
I'll
Not
go.
me.
I'll go.
I
All
can
right.
throw a
go.
rock into the stream.
Well, I was
You'll throw
thinking
a rock in?
if Fergus or if No Tongue wants to come, like they can be my backup,
Yeah.
and I
No
can.
Tongue is definitely the best person to approach a little girl.
Because I don't.
She's about 10 feet from you at this point.
I don't think I get the gist of what exactly the concern is of anything that's
I think
happening.
I have better like persuasion and stuff than
yeah.
other people. So if I need
Yeah.
to possibly
I'll go with you.
talk my way out of something, I feel like I have the best chance out of us. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go up, and Fergus will be behind me by about like 5 feet with his sword
Bagpipes.
or something. I don't know what he has. And I'm gonna go up and I'm going to tap her on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me."
So
She
polite.
stops. Okay. She stops. And she turns it around and she stands up and she's a girl of, 7, 8 years old. Pretty face, red hair. As she turns around, you see uh, underneath the hood, and she just looks at you and she says, "Oh, hello there."
And Sug reach up from behind No Tongue's shoulder and just wave the little doll just behind the shoulder and call Lupa.
Lupa. Lupa's doll. Have you lost Lupa?
Yes, have you seen Lupa?
She just kind of laughs. She turns back around and crouches by the stream and begins singing again.
Aw, dude.
Soldier, oh, soldier, won't you marry me? For the cows come home.
Making
I'm
eye.
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Can
kneel
I
down next to her
marry?
and say, "Do you know which direction they took Lupa? Do you know where she is? Can you take us there?"
Can I marry an
All right.
ugly little girl?
I just
And
see
she
them.
transforms
No.
before your
Yeah.
eyes into this horrible visage and begins to laugh wickedly. And she falls backward into the water
What in the world?
and disappears.
Hi.
I'm just gonna turn around and be like,
Sug doesn't think that's Lupa.
And you can kind
I
of
would
hear cackling kind of on the wind.
"Do we see any tracks or any direction of where, like from there, where she may have came from, or like
Make
trail?"
a perception check or survival.
Survival's better. Nope, not by much. I got a 5. What does Fergus get? Fergus got a natural 20, so a 22.
So even with Fergus's natural 20,
Nothing.
you can't even see the tracks where she was crouching over the stream.
Okay. Well, that was odd. Which direction do you guys think we should continue?
Whichever way the corruption gets worse.
North.
Is that back the direction we were headed? Like north would
It was-
be.
Yeah, you've always been headed north.
So keep going. What do you guys
Okay.
think?
Yeah.
So at this point, it's 11 in the morning. So you've been traveling about 3 hours. So you keep heading north, following the stream. It's kind of hard now to get up to your west, up the bank. It's so clogged and twisted with forest and corruption. The river itself seems to be broadening quite quickly, and it's less moving water and more a series of connected larger pools. The ground is getting a lot softer, boggy, more difficult to travel through. And eventually it just sort of turns itself into kind of a really swampy area. Traveling through it is very, very difficult.
Do we see any white horses sinking into the marshy ground?
Oh no! Oh no!
No. Nor any giant sneezing turtles.
Man. Can I do a perception check to see if there's anything wacky or out of place in this marsh, or if it's just plain old marsh?
Like nothing about this place is plain old anything.
Okay,
But
so there's
there's nothing sinister, like nothing at this point, like nothing that is going to immediately kill you. It's just crappy to try to walk through.
Is there anything that an Arcana check would do, or not at this point? Creeper.
Like you don't get the sense that you would glean any new information that would be especially helpful.
Can we still distinguish the corruption and it getting worse in this new kind of swamp area?
Yeah, there definitely still seems to be like it's kind of reached a point to where it's you're in the heart of it.
Okay.
But it had definitely been kind of gradually getting worse. Everybody make a perception check again.
Visual or audio?
Oh no!
This would be just both visual for you.
I got a 10.
I
I
got
got
a
a
4.
10 and Fergus got a 17.
Okay.
Oh no!
18.
I'm coming to somebody's house next week because apparently I still like me again.
Apparently, I just need to roll for other people and not myself.
Yeah,
18.
Did anybody get 18 or higher?
that guy, that Sug.
All right, Sue. Sue, you notice as you're walking, you do notice another eye on one of the trees as you're walking along. As soon as you kind of turn, it's almost like you're in school and you're like looking over at the cute girl, and as soon as she turns to look at you, you're just like, it's like that's what the eye does. Except for it's not a cute girl; it's a creepy undead eye stuck in a tree in a creepy forest.
Unless you're into that kind of thing. So.
No judgment.
Sue's gonna like whistle at Kahavai. Shh. And point and bring out another empty vial.
I throw another dart to where he points.
Roll to hit.
25.
Oh yeah.
5 points of damage.
So, yeah. I mean, it's an eyeball. How many hit points does it have? Pops.
And then I look at Suganek, so go.
Pops like a giant pustule zit on a teenager's face.
Yum.
The little Greenfield kind. No, they're
You're
mine.
the swamp workers.
You go collect more
Yes.
eyeball
Yeah.
pops.
Yeah, you know what? Yuki probably would. I'll get another eyeball goop. I'm gonna have 2 of those bad boys now. Eyeball goop.
So I'm really curious. Does that smell good to Suk since all the good stuff smelled bad?
It doesn't. No, it still smells bad, I'm sure. But just not as bad to somebody who's never like smelled deodorant or perfume or something.
Homey sort of bad.
Yeah.
Everybody on that last perception check that got a 14 or higher.
Fergus.
So be Sug, Fergus. You kind of hear the strange sort of animal sound, like a kind of splashing, kind of coming from some yards ahead and kind of off to your left.
I'll tap No Tongue and I'll point him in the direction.
gonna say Fergus is gonna. What does he got? I think he's got like a. He's gonna pull out his bow.
It's raining. That's so cool.
Yeah, the rain is coming down a lot harder now, which makes it hard to hear. So you've kind of come to a point where you actually find yourself before you've been able to kind of keep the marshy area mostly to your right. Now you're kind of in this situation where you find meandering streams of shallow but very brackish, dark, almost black water, sort of making their way. Now you find yourself more on a series of small islands in the middle of this marsh. The corruption's very, very bad here, and you see that trees have actually fallen down and formed kind of almost bridges across these meandering streams from island to island. Looking through the rain and the haze and just the sheer humid air of this environment, you can kind of see dead things that have fallen into the water and been unable to get out. And you can hear something struggling and splashing away off to your kind of northwest.
Can we tell if the water is safe or if like the water is poisonous and killing these things that are stuck in there?
Go make either nature or investigation. Let's be Yuji.
It was Siobhan, but I only got an 8.
Siobhan.
I got 2 though. I don't even know what I got. What did I get?
You got
I
a
got
25.
25. Wow.
Okay, Siobhan kind of. Who else made the check?
Yuji.
Yuji.
Yuji. And what did Yuji get?
25.
Okay. Can y'all see the screen now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Sue pointed me in a direction that I started to walk towards. Where was that?
Well, this is kind of what I just kind of started y'all
Okay.
on the edge of the map here. So this is kind of where you've ended up. You can tell me where you want to be, and I'll put you there. We're not in combat or anything.
Okay.
All right. So Yuji, you kind of did you make investigation or nature?
Investigation.
Okay. You kind of take a stick from the ground and try to measure the depth of the water, and you feel like it goes in for 6, 7, 8 inches of just water, but then it kind of hits this almost under layer of leaves and rotting vegetation, and just sort of keeps going and going. It seems like the bottom to this marsh is much deeper and not like it's very, very it's almost like pea soup. It's the only way I can describe it. It's like this there's a layer of water, sort of like oil on top of vinegar, but then once you hit the next layer, it's this viscous mixture of rotting vegetation and probably no small number of woodland creatures that have fallen in here. Like, it's definitely not water you would drink without boiling it, but there doesn't seem to be anything necessarily unhealthy. You just think like it's sort of like this sucking bog type scenario. It would be bad to fall in.
Yeah. What kind of vegetation is there around us? Are there vines? I want to know if there's vines.
You don't see any like vines. I mean, there are just sort of like gross twisting vines that sort of crawl up the sides of trees. There's nothing that you can like Tarzan across, because the trees themselves are so stunted that there's not much in the way of branches that reach across
As
the water.
a monk, can I jump it? I use, I think I can.
So
Can I use?
so like
half of the-
30. So there'll be like a 25 or 30-foot jump. Let's just say 20 for the sake of argument.
Okay.
There are so there are. Can you see my mouse pointer? Like
No.
here and here.
Nope. Nope,
Can't
no mouse
say
pointer.
Oh. There are vines. I'm trying to figure out how to, not vines, but logs
Oh, perfect.
that have fallen across
Oh.
the streams.
Good.
So I
That's-
mean,
I also have 50 feet of rope.
so like
And a 10-foot
a
pole.
log right there. Does that make sense? You see that?
Yeah.
So okay,
Log
oh,
right
so those
there.
brown things. Oh yeah. I thought those were shadows. Sweet.
They look shadowy. It's just the art style.
Gotcha.
The logs look like, and they're moss covered. It's raining, so they're wet, and they're
If
maybe a foot wide.
if I put a little bit of weight on one, how far down does it sink?
It seems like it'll bear your weight.
Will it bear no tongue's weight?
Soog's gonna
Ooh,
cast
that's a good question.
guidance on No Tongue. It's just a D4 on ability checks for a minute.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
I'm gonna.
All right, maybe our most. You go.
I'm gonna pick the shortest one, the shortest log to walk between the 2 points.
Okay.
And are we sure that No Tongue it'll hold No Tongue's weight, or should we like have a rope too, just in case? Because I've got 50 feet of rope.
I've got 50 feet of rope.
I have a
Okay.
bad athletic skill, so I would
I-
appreciate some rope.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna hand the rope to No Tongue because he's strongest, and I'm gonna take the rope and go across the shorter one, kind of on the north, the one on the right side.
Yep.
Fergus has good athletics, so I could see him following.
Is that
Although I guess
athletics or acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
So it would be acrobatics across.
Awesome.
Okay,
Sweet. I'm better in that.
Me
that
too.
would be 13 plus 6. Whatever 13 plus 6.
Okay. This. So who is? Sorry, I'm looking at
That's
a different
Kahavai.
skin. Kahavai. Okay. All right. So Kahavai ties the rope around, and Fergus is holding the rope and
Oh, I did the wrong.
scampers across.
Is there any place to tie it off over there, or no?
Yeah. Actually, let me hold on. This is annoying.
Oh, I see it. I see a monster.
No, you don't. Just in your mind's eye.
Okay. It is a
All
pretty
right,
spooky
there we go.
log.
What's that? You
Maybe
just
there's some of
senses
these
a monster?
shadows. Right, here we go.
Then my arm falls off.
Okay. So, yeah. So, first thing, Kava, you can kind of see what, and definitely hear and see the splashing of some sort of creature. And you do see antlers kind of moving, kind of in and out of the water, and you can hear, this thing splashing and kind of off to where the thing is. I'm assuming y'all can see the token.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Go ahead and make a survival check to try to anchor the rope to, like, there's a crisscrossing of trees that have fallen, and there's one large branch that's sort of sticking up that might make a good anchor point.
15.
15? Okay. So Kahavai is able to tie, you tie a clove hitch and then back it up to another branch with a bowling. So
Awesome.
very, very good.
Boy Scout?
You know it. Um, so, and then No Tongue has the other end of the rope. So,
Yep.
Does that mean we all get advantage on our rolls? If
sure.
No Tongue holds the rope while we cross?
There's a tree trunk right next to where No Tongue is.
Oh.
But yeah, whatever you want to do. I might make No Tongue make a strength check if you want advantage though.
No Tongue's like, ugh, I'm feeling weak today. Into the bog. All right, so who's going across first then? Is No Tongue? Who's going?
No, I think I'm anchoring it while you guys
Okay.
cross. So should I
Okay.
do a strength check then?
No, if you anchor it, you won't need to. Do a survival check to anchor the rope.
What? Okay.
Don't forget your guidance.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So 16.
Oh good, nice.
Should I roll?
No Tongue just like. Did you roll a 16?
I did roll a 16, but I was like, oh, is that enough? Should I roll that
Oh, that's good.
D4?
So No Tongue just kind of keeps tying granny knots over and over and over and over and over again until he makes a big, the big knot. But it's not going anywhere. All right, so whoever crosses gets advantage on a acrobatics or dexterity check to cross the log. So who's going next?
I can go. Siobhan can go. So acrobatics, is that what you said?
Acrobatics, yeah.
Come on, Shibby. Oop.
Maybe Siobhan should not go. Apparently I'm swimming across.
Okay,
got a
what did you get?
A 7.
With advantage? With advantage?
Yep,
With
because my
advantage?
other one was a 6.
Okay. All right. So
Can one of us help her? I shouldn't, but can someone help her?
Not now.
All right.
Already got advantage. I mean, there's no more that you could do to get advantage. So the rain just kind of it's coming down super hard, and just as Siobhan gets to the middle of the log, a strong gust of wind comes and blows and just catches her just right, and her foot slips, and she loses the grasp of the rope, just sort of in a panic moment, and falls splash into the water. And you can kind of hear on the wind this cackling.
What?
Okay, Siobhan. Siobhan is in the drink.
Is there? Can I like try to tear off a branch of the tree and like offer, see if I can reach her or something?
Yeah. Who is this?
Sorry, this is Kahavai. I will get that eventually, but probably like
That's
2
okay.
sessions before we finish.
I just can't. I can't see you guys because I'm looking at this virtual tabletop.
Yep.
Okay, so you managed to break off a branch. Roll a strength check, Kahabai. If you get a 10 or higher, you can give her advantage.
I don't think strength is my. Where is
You
it?
could do it.
What is? I don't have strength.
Is it the saving throw?
Oh.
No, it's just a check. So just take your
Oh, never mind. I see it. Sorry.
roll a d20 and add your thing to it, your bonus to it.
15 plus 2, 17.
Okay. All right. So Yvonne, so you get advantage on your strength check to pull yourself out of this muck.
Come on.
13 and a 14.
What is
goodness.
that?
Is that total?
Yeah.
Like with your
Yeah,
with
I
your
have
bonuses and everything?
0. Yep.
Okay. All right. So you manage to grab a hold of the branch. In your struggling, you just sort of you feel the you thought you had like a place to put your foot on the bottom of the thing, but it just ended up being this old rotted tree apparently, and it slips, and you sink a little bit further into the bog.
Cool.
You are not able to pull yourself out.
Well,
Okay.
My head's still above water, right? I'm just kind of.
Your head is still above. So right now it's kind of up to your chest. You do feel like you don't have too many more attempts before the struggle is going to drag you down.
Can someone come like hold my feet and I'll try
Well,
to reach your arms?
Can I try to cross the log with the rope and use the slack that I'll get from the rope to kind of loop it into the water to then try and help pull Siobhan out?
So I
Sure.
have a rope too.
But can you get it out right now?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, so
I mean, probably
we're
not
not
with
in
the way you
combat, but
pull
we
it.
are kind of in a sort of, because Siobhan's got limited number of attempts here.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
but she's cool for now. So if you want to like do things like get rope out of your backpack, that's fine. You can do that.
I can.
So, yeah, sure. If that's what was No Tongue going to go, or somebody else.
I feel like Fergus, should he go next? Do we know if No Tongue can be held by this log? Should we get everyone else over in case that log breaks?
Yeah,
Probably.
that's,
and then we can
that's
pull him across with a rope.
yeah. Let
I'm just
Fergus.
Thinking out loud.
Yep.
Okay, so
Meanwhile, you hear behind
do
you.
you want to go next, or do you want Fergus to go?
What was that? Oh, the. Never mind.
Yeah, the stag.
You
All right.
Would Yuji go next or no? Or Fergus?
I'll go. I'm going for it.
Okay.
All right.
Who's going? Yuji? All right.
Yep. Yuji's going for it. Yuji
All right.
got.
Acrobatic, Yuji. Advantage.
I got 11, and I got 19. Like that
Oh.
one. Wink. All
Yuji
right.
makes it across.
All right, so Fergus is gonna go. It's acrobatics, right?
Mhm.
4.
4.
19.
Oh,
So he makes it.
Thank God
You
for
make it.
advantage.
yeah.
I mean, it didn't help me any, but that's cool. I'm glad he's doing well.
We tried, Megan.
I'm so happy for Fergus right now.
You should be a high elf.
Oh, hey, Jason.
No, I should take all of the roles that I've done for you and apply them to myself instead, because I'm stuck in a swamp, drowning right now. But Fergus is doing great. He's doing excellent.
Technically, you're not drowning yet.
Yes, correct. I'm like the horse in the quicksand, up to my chest.
I'm not the one who made the reference. Remember who made the reference?
He brought it up.
Sug will go next.
Sug.
Uh-oh.
Can I just
Yeah.
chuck Sug across the?
Woo!
With the
There we
23
go.
you can. With the nat 20
Yeah.
you can.
There you go.
Yeah. Chuck. Chuck him.
Sue got a 20.
Yeah, natural 20 for 23.
All right, Sue doesn't use the log. Sue just runs across the rope.
Oh, nice.
Crouching tiger, hidden kobold.
Hey guys.
All right.
So what if we untie the rope on the side that we were on, and then like whoever's we can bring it over, and then we have an anchor point, and we can. But I would suggest No Tongue tie it around himself first as he's crossing.
Yep, that's fine.
Maybe he'll end up in the water with me and can just bring me aboard.
Sug has idea. One time, Cobalt got washed down the river, and we saw the ants clinging together. So we all clung together and fished the Cobalt out. So maybe when Big Boy gets here, we could do that with Silly Girl.
How far away from the log is she?
So she's just 5 feet away from the log, but the log is raised up a little bit, and she can just kind of barely get her hands and fingers onto the bottom half of the log. There's not really, she can't get it over the top to be able to.
Is she closer to the other side than the side I'm on?
She's kind of 10 feet from each side.
Right. Do we test the
But
log?
Kahabai with a stick has been able to kind of reach her, she's sort of like tips of fingers grabbing onto the end of this branch.
Man. So human chain? Do we do the human chain?
I think we do the human chain.
I think we're a humanoid chain.
Humanoid chain, yeah. All right, so I'll cross the log.
Okay.
You got this.
Acrobatics.
With no advantage, right? Oh, no, I
the
got
rope
the
is
tied.
still tied.
Okay.
Around you.
Yeah, okay.
But if you leave it on this side, like it's only. So did you untie it on your side, no tongue, and tie it around yourself?
Yeah, I wouldn't have left the granny knots. Yeah. I was able to undo those, right?
Yeah, it takes you about 10 minutes. But
all right.
That's where you
you
bring
can't
the
make a
guidance.
good knot, make a big knot.
Oh, 10.
Guidance.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Wait, to every... What?
It's just a D4 you add.
Yeah, but I clicked it and it said to everyone roll.
Oh, what?
11. It was a D4, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 11 total?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, no tongue. Get your, all right, odd, it's left, even, it's right.
Okay. All right.
What do you want, odd or even?
What side is Siobhan on? Oh no,
Well,
I would fall. You'd make me fall on her. I want
even. Well, even. It's even. I don't know why I give you the choice.
All right, you pick.
All right. No tongue. No, the dice picked. No tongue. Her splashes and trying to not fall on Siobhan. He kind of kicks off the log at the last minute, and Siobhan, you see this enormous form of No Tongue fly over your head, and her splash like right next to you in the muck.
Do I hear a laugh in the distance?
It was mine.
No. Soon.
So I say we all start grabbing the rope and
Pull!
pull.
All right.
So I'm further out, right?
You're further out.
So I could grab onto
But-
Siobhan as they're pulling me back.
You could.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I will do.
That would make the DC of the strength check greater. So, all right.
I'd
So
still. do it.
one of you on the shore. Well, I'll just go because he's got the rope. I'll just give him advantage. So, all right, No Tongue with advantage. Make a DC 17 athletics check.
Me?
To rescue. This is No Tongue to rescue both No Tongue and Siobhan.
Okay. 18 for the first roll
Oh yeah!
and 9 for the second. So 18.
Yeah.
All right. It's like Wesley emerging from the lightning sands in the fire swamp. He grabs the rope and just starts pulling himself out of the swamp. You hear the sucking sound. Siobhan is clinging to his back, and No Tongue, you manage to pull both yourself and Siobhan to the shore. You are both drenched. You smell horrible. You've got rotted leaves in every crack and crevice of yourself and your gear, but you are on the bank.
Suk reaches
and
over,
not drown.
plucks off one of the stinky leaves, and puts in one of the vials.
You managed
Bring
to
back my rope.
extract a stinky leaf from No Tongue's little coin slot butt crack that's showing after being swimming in wet pants in a marsh.
Oh my
Yum.
So there you go. A little DM color for you there.
Oh my.
Okay. You're splashing from the poor stag that's now still stranded. What would you do?
We gotta rescue the stag, right?
Are stags
Do
magical
we?
or something? Like, I'm kind of with you, G. Do we have to rescue the stag?
I don't know. I have a little bit of pity.
Can we see it?
I was
You
gonna say,
can. You can.
I want to.
You
Can I do a nature check to see if it is an actual stag or a spooky stag?
Like, sure, roll nature.
All right. I got 17 plus 4, whatever that is.
21.
Woo!
Oh, I mean, it is a magnificent creature. Better than average stag. Like, I don't know. I lived in Mississippi for 5 years, but like 12 point at least. I
Is
don't
it
even know what that means, but it sounds good.
Totally normal.
Points on the antler.
deer.
Points on. I knew it meant points on the antlers, but I don't know how many points are physically possible for a deer to realistically grow. But this one has grown them all.
All of them.
Is there
All
anything
the points.
magical or like mystical about this thing, or is it just a stag that got caught in the water?
It can't float on water, I'll tell you that much.
It's struggling. Like, it's hard to tell. You can't really,
My nature check didn't tell whether it was just a magnificent normal stag or
So,
magnificent magical stag.
It's a magnificent freaking stag. If you have detect magic, now that might be something. But
Well, I sure don't. Hey
Put an
guys, it's a
arcana
majestic
check?
freaking stag.
I say we rescue it.
Yeah, Suk's getting kind of hungry.
No.
And those antlers would be magnificent for a project I was working on.
All right, so we're gonna use our ropes. I got my rope.
Yeah, I have a rope as well.
It's on your waist.
I'm gonna say I untied my rope, so we have the one that's already yucky too. If you don't want to get the other
I
one.
mean, mine's probably
Not
yucky
this
too, along with the rest of me. I'm
I
just
think all the ropes are yucky at this point.
Fair point.
Does someone need to swim out there and tie the ropes around the stag?
No, someone's got to lasso it like a cowboy.
What
Does
would
anybody
that
have-
check be?
Does anybody
To,
have
like,
cowboy skills?
You've got bagpipes. We almost
can
used
lure it.
earlier.
I can lure it with the beautiful music.
Ugh. It
The
drowns.
stag will be like, what is that?
Or put it out of its misery.
Yeah, the stag
It'll
drowns
purposely
itself.
stink.
Yeah.
so does
Guess my life
anybody
is over.
have proficiency in animal handling, or at least a decent bonus in animal handling?
Fergus does.
Plus 4. I'd rather have
Oh,
Fergus
okay.
do it.
Well, Fergus has a +2.
Oh, dang it. Yeah, but I have a
So
strength
this
of
thing is
nothing.
pretty spooked. Like, it's pretty panicked.
All right. Well, how would I don't know how I'd realistically animal handle this thing because I can't talk to it. I definitely don't have the strength to yank on it.
Sing to it.
You could.
Soothing tones.
Yeah, you're a bard. Do a bard thing.
Yeah. Oh, all right. I'll try that. I'm going to try and sing and loot the stag into calmness. Wait. Oh, never mind. It's a humanoid creature. Okay.
No.
Can I?
I say make an animal handling check.
Yeah.
All right. I see. Okay. I see. I got how this is going now. Is that a natural 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, natural 20 plus 4, 24.
Oh wow! What do
I
you?
charmed the
What do you?
pants
How do you
off
want
this.
to? How do you want to do this? How do you want to handle this animal?
Do you know that? What is that song? There was a song that they sang on Full House when they were trying to get some animal off the set of a TV show they're doing. Anyway, I'm just gonna sing. I'm just going to sing a lovely lullaby, and apparently it's just going to make the stag calm down while I side eye people and put my head in the direction like, somebody get him, do something. I got him calmed down.
Sacred flame.
What?
What?
A little flame in the
You-
finger.
Yuji just starts to sing this beautiful lullaby that the stag just stops its struggling, and which is just only making matters worse, and just locks eyes with Yuji as he's singing. You can just kind of see the ripples of the water where his nose is blowing his breath onto the surface of the water, and he calms down.
Are you really casting Sacred Flame, Sook?
No, I was
Okay.
just like priming it, but the Ranky's putting it out. Like,
All right. I was like, it's not time to start barbecue yet. All right. I done all I could do. I don't stop. I'm just eyeballing people like, okay,
Yeah.
somebody else. What are you gonna do?
So are we gonna toss our ropes out to try to lasso this thing?
I think we have to.
If only we had a ranger who's good at ranging.
We have a ranger. I can give my rope to him since he clearly is having
But
a
is
better night than I am.
but is he good at ranging?
Don't.
Tie the rope to an arrow and shoot the stag with it.
I don't
Can
think I can keep under control of that, guys.
So, what kind of check is it to try and lasso the stag?
That's a good question. I would say survival, or if it's better for you, a ranged attack. Like obviously it wouldn't be an attack, but
What doesn't Fergus have like good survival? I've got +4, but he has, I think, better.
No, he has +0. He has a +5 in athletics. He has nature. He has his longbow. I have +1 in survival.
I have a +3.
I have a +4, but I'm busy.
I guess I'll try.
All right, whoever's holding the rope, Suga's gonna cast guidance on.
I'm trying first.
But wouldn't a range attack be basically like a dex? Who's got high dex?
I've got what do I have for dex?
Jason has, I think, +4. Fergus.
I have +6. +6, +4.
Nice.
I have +4. +6 for saving.
so you wouldn't add. It would just be a straight dex check because you wouldn't add your proficiency.
So they're the same.
Let her rip.
And I have guidance.
Not if it's a dexterity check.
But it's a survival.
It's just making it. So you're doing a check. They're both checks. So if you want to do a skill check or a ability check,
Yeah. I'm going to do the skill check.
There you go.
okay.
11 + 4 is 15.
Is that with the?
Yes.
All right. So is this Kahavai
Yeah.
walks up to the water's edge with the lasso and whirls it over her head a few times and just sort of closes her eyes and tosses, and somehow the stag guesses your intention and just sort of moves his head into the loop, and it attaches sort of right at the base of its antlers.
Yay.
And so you now have a rope around a stag.
Sug begins to salivate.
Yeah, but wait, is that secure?
That's a free
enough?
action.
Yes.
Fergus, is that secure enough around the base of the antlers?
He's dealing with a child issue right now.
Oh no.
We'll find out.
Yeah.
What's happening?
I'm gonna Google it.
Wait, he's back.
Have them do a survival roll for the kids.
We all failed that
Natural one.
Yeah, done. It's over.
Hold on, Kaylin. I'll be right there. What are we doing?
I don't know.
Can you try?
So I lassoed the stag around and it got around like the base of his antlers. Is that a strong enough place to try to pull him out?
Well,
Are we gonna hurt him?
I think the DM would work with you on this one.
it's part of his skull, right? It's just bone growing out of his head. I would probably try to get it. Maybe do we have a second rope and maybe try and get one around his torso?
I think his torso's too far in.
Yeah. I don't think.
It's kind of
How
up to
far out
the.
is he again? He's
So he's about 15 feet out. But he's in up to his. You can see like the neck is exposed, but it's only just barely, and he's kind of been holding his chin up above the water.
So if
Been struggling for a
Bill-
long time.
or Yuji. If Yuji has calmed him and we've got him around the antlers, I feel like
Yeah, that's gonna
we
be
can
good.
we can bring him
Okay.
towards us,
Okay.
and then we should be able to either get another rope around him when he's closer to help him up, or
Okay.
he'll get close enough where he can get on land.
So that's
Sounds good.
we're pulling in. We're reeling in the stag.
Wow, what a catch.
All right, who's doing the main reeling?
Not
Who's
me.
strong?
Two.
I mean,
I think everybody
No
has a rope
tongue.
and no tongue.
yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Will my
Anybody
weight
gonna?
help?
Probably, yeah. You can kind of brace your feet against
Yeah.
one of the logs there. It's sort of.
Okay.
If someone wants to grab behind you, like they can give you an assist.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grab.
Okay,
Oh,
so yeah, whoever's helping, roll just a DC 10 strength for athletics.
18.
Oh, you got it. So now you have advantage. No
Okay.
tongue.
So is it a straight up strength check?
Strength or athletics, whichever.
Well,
You need a 16 to move him, make any progress.
okay.
Whoop.
You gotta be kidding.
What's
With
the other one?
advantage?
I only see one. With
8,
advantage.
8 and 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, 2 8s.
All right. So he kind of like concentration breaks from Yuji's soothing tones for a while, and this look of panic enters his eyes, and he sort of rears back his head a little bit, and you're not able to pull him in. He almost pulls you in. In fact, I need you to make a DC 13 acrobatics. No tongue.
There's a little smoke coming
Wait,
from
does
Sug's
he-
hand.
Does he still get
Sorry.
advantage from me helping hold the rope on his not being pulled?
Yeah, I'll give him advantage on his acrobatics save or check.
17.
There we
All
go.
right, you almost get pulled in, but you brace your feet against the logs and you're good.
Okay.
All right, and try again.
Yeah.
He does sink down a little bit further.
Ugh.
The water's like up to the very base of his chin at this point.
Like
Could-
I
could
have
he-
a +6 on my athletics. A +6.
So you got a 2 is what you're
Fergus
Two
has
and
a
a
plus
2.
5 that helps at all.
Holy s-
Fergus has a what?
A +5.
Yeah, if you need his athletics, he has a +5.
This is ridiculous. All right, are we trying again?
Sug's
Mhm.
Sug's gonna
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's sinking lower and lower. I get
One
the
more guidance.
gist.
I'll give you another guidance. I'll rub your
Try to get
shoulder.
attention, Chuck.
How many guidances do you have, dude?
All right, so I get a D4
Shit,
in addition.
wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do I need to roll for him to have advantage again?
Yeah.
19.
All right, you're good.
You should be rolling the thing.
I'm gonna.
I only roll when it doesn't really matter that much.
26.
Yay!
Oh, did you roll a
Yeah.
20?
Yeah,
With the
You rolled a
D4.
natural
He's
20?
at 30.
natural 20.
You whipped that guy out of there.
Yes,
By
sir.
his handler.
I'm gonna roll
Yeah.
my D4. Hold on a minute.
No,
I wanna
yeah,
hit
go
that
ahead.
30.
roll it.
Just kidding.
Aw.
All right. With determination in his eyes and a set jaw, No Tongue braces his legs against the log and just gives this heave, and the stag rears back and then slowly sort of moves forward and starts. You see one hoofed foreleg come out of the water, and another, and slowly the stag and No Tongue manage to pull the creature to the shoreline.
Now roll for initiative.
Now, and as it does, it shakes off the muck and the filth of the brackish water, and it just keeps shaking, and the fur beneath it grows more and more white and clean, more so than it should be by just shaking on. And you guys are all caught in the crossfire of it shaking like a dog you just gave a bath to. But
Gross.
but the
Nothing
fur becomes
I've already
more
seen.
and more white and clean before you realize the stag is starting to glow with this inner radiance. Because why would the DM put a stag in the middle of a marsh for you to save and not have it be a magical creature? And where the
I
stag,
knew it.
some tropes are just too good to pass up.
I hope it gives me 3 wishes.
And so where the stag steps, like the grass kind of starts to turn green, and it makes its way towards the center of the island that you're standing on, and health starts to return not only to the stag but to the ground itself, and the corruption seems to in about a 10-15 foot radius of this now shining creature, which is magnificent, by the way,
Oh, yeah.
just sort of pushes back the corruption, pushes back this fallen forest that you're standing in, and it just starts to bloom with health wherever he treads, and you start to smell not this rotting, corrupted air, but a fragrance of spring, like a fresh morning, and the stag looks at each of you, and you hear his voice. No Tongue, you hear his voice in your head, and you're able to comprehend the words, even though you've never heard spoken speech before. And he looks at each of you, and he kind of bows his head and says, "Thank you. Thank you for rescuing me. I am in your debt. How can I help you on your quest? For I sense that you are on an urgent errand having to do with the corruption that has beset my forest." And he kind of sticks one foreleg out and gives a bow with all 48 points of his antlers like coming down. The rope just sort of falls off.
You are correct. We are here searching for a lost little girl who was taken by some goblins that we think came this way.
And they're trying to. We believe they are using her to perform the ceremony. and we don't have much time. Do you know where they may be or what direction we could go to save her?
I do know much that might aid you, and indeed these goblins have been moving throughout the forest, as they always have, but it is not my place to hinder them. However, their mistress, the hag, known as Granny Lurchknuckle, is
I love
surely
it.
behind this. Her power seems to have radically increased as of late, and I think I know why. I suspect this girl that she kidnapped, there's something very peculiar about her. I have sensed her presence in the forest, and it is very strange and powerful. Something very old and ancient. I don't think Granny Lurchknuckle knew what she was getting when she kidnapped this poor innocent creature.
Which direction do you feel that presence coming from currently?
The Hag's Lair, which is about a half a day's march through the forest to the north of us, is a wicked and corrupt place full of noxious air and mist and an impenetrable wall of vegetation and corruption. In order to reach it, you first must weaken the spell that Granny has cast over this forest. To do that, you must disrupt two rituals that are going on currently to the west and to the east of where we stand now. One is at the top of a hillock about 7 miles northwest of here, and the second is around the ruins of an ancient and once beautiful terebinth oak tree to the east. Disrupt these rituals, and you will weaken the corruption enough to be able to enter the lair of the hag.
Now, does the hag have any vulnerabilities once we are in there?
None that I am aware of. Do not underestimate her. She's grown very powerful and has many of her corrupted Wendigo, the creatures of decay that you might have come across. She has many of them fighting at her side.
This is Lupa's dolly.
He kind of walks over to where you are, Sug, and kind of sniffs the doll, and he kind of bows and said, "Yes, it does bear the scent of the strange girl that Granny has abducted."
Anything else we want to ask him before we thank him?
Does he
Is
have any
there-
sweet buffs he wants to share with us?
Boons. Ah,
Yes.
an interesting question. And at that point, emotions are kind of, I don't know how a stag mode, but he kind of motions for all of you to stand before him. And as you do so, he locks eyes with each of you, and each of you in turn hear his voice in your head. So at this point, I'm going to kind of, and Chuck, I don't know how best to do this with the recording, but I'm going to be dragging people into the private discussion
Oh, okay.
chamber. So maybe just, yeah. So I'm going to go there. I think I can drag people in, right?
Yeah, you should be able to. Oh,
You're
sorry, I'm
muted.
I'm
muted.
gonna go.
Yeah, you should be able to.
All right. Let me, don't need to do this. Okay. All right.
There you go.
It's not worse.
Oh.
Right, it depends.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Perfect.
other-
All I see is
You
your
get-
chin.
Can you guys still see me?
That's awesome. Is this working? Hi guys. How's it going?
You need a stand, Jason. You need like one of those phone stands, and you can just set it on the stand.
Like one of those pop sockets?
Well,
Or a coffee
you
cup.
could do it that way, but they have like actual little stands.
I've been balancing it on the laptop.
Yeah.
But now if I have to push buttons because he's going to drag us places, I took it off.
I think it's gonna stay.
There you go. Nope. It's
Yeah,
going.
it's moving. There. That's better.
There you go.
Now you got to bend down because all we see are your boobs.
Boom.
Oh my gosh, you are the worst.
You're the one making this so complicated.
Well, because I don't want to look at you like this the whole time.
I mean, as far as I know, you're the only one that complains about it. So
We just talk about you when you're not here.
that's
At
good.
least she rolls good for you.
That's the important part.
I rolled much
Not
better
for
for
herself.
Fergus than I did for Siobhan tonight.
Yeah.
Which was that was last time too, if I remember correctly, that you worked late.
Did you get some good rolls at the end?
Did I work? I don't think I worked last Tuesday.
No, the Tuesday before though you did. And the last time I did this for you. I love you, baby.
Granny Lurch Knuckle.
So do we think that's who we met, or do we think that's one of the Wendigos?
No, that's. She was the little girl. The image of the little girl. On the lake?
Yeah,
Or previous? Yeah, that was her. The
the one
old
that fell
lady.
into the water.
Yeah.
What was in the west? The
The-
ruins were east. What was the west?
The tree thing. I wrote it down. Hold on.
Okay.
Of a something oak tree.
I find it funny
Hi.
that like people just keep disappearing.
Hmm.
Like there's no notice.
Ominous.
God.
And
I
we
wrote it
reappear.
down in my
Was talking when Deuce took him away. He was in the middle of saying something.
I wrote it down on my phone and it auto corrected to something I know is not right. I don't know. I know it's a tree. It's
Is
an oak
it?
tree.
That's amazing.
All right.
Oh man.
See, so looking at your face, it kind of looks like glasses where you get like the nose and the glasses combo to put on your face.
Why
That's
are
all.
you so close again?
Me?
Yes, I thought we
I'm just
fixed
pressing on
this.
the counter.
Is your mustache growing long?
No, it's really short.
Oh. This must be the camera. It looks long.
I mean, it's longer than I would prefer, but that's just because I got lazy and didn't shave.
Me too.
Did I hear Sue in the distance from Stephanie's mic?
Probably. He's 3 rooms away, but Jared's loud when he wants
Yeah,
to
I
be.
heard like, I'm so sorry. That's all I heard was, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
He's
you
back.
heard it from me.
Oh,
all right. Who's the next to go?
who's gonna disappear?
Who's it gonna be?
Done.
I feel like
Done.
we're on the Brady Bunch right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, it's Megan.
who's it gonna answer?
Oh man, where did I? Who's that?
I just want to
Jay.
let you know that the magical spirit gave me a staff where I can just get candy from it as many times as I want. So it's a magical candy staff.
Ooh,
Awesome.
a magical
True story.
candy-
So he is granting wishes.
Unfortunately, it's all my favorite flavor, which is licorice. So you guys are probably out of luck, but
Is now is
Now.
black or red licorice?
it's black licorice.
Nice. That's my favorite. I don't. The red stuff is gross, but the
Oh,
black
I
stuff.
like the red. I like the red stuff too, but I am a big fan of black licorice.
Yeah.
I like the spicy taste.
Yeah. I'm the only one I know who likes the black jelly beans because they taste like black jelly.
Those are my favorite.
Yes. They're
So at
amazing.
Easter, I get all the black jelly beans.
Right.
Are you gonna
We're-
show me your black jelly bean stash?
Oh my goodness, that would have been awesome if it was just right there.
Yeah, you're like, oh, you mean these black jelly beans?
Oh my goodness, we got saltwater taffy on our trip, and Ami had never had saltwater taffy before, so of course she tries the pink one first, and she licked it, or she took a small bite, and she said, "Ew, I don't like these. They have too much flavor." Like, what? You're weird. All right, whatever's. So like 2 days later, like I started eating some. I'm like, you gotta try this again. Like, try a blue one. Long story short, she loves them. She just doesn't like cinnamon saltwater taffy.
Oh.
It has too much flavor.
Yeah, it was cinnamon.
Oh
My goodness.
gosh. I didn't even know it came in cinnamon.
Yeah, and I thought it would have been like red or something, but nope,
Or
pink.
like strawberry or yeah.
Yeah, anything but not cinnamon.
Who's
Yeah.
gonna be next?
I bet you it's
Uh-oh.
Jones. There she goes.
Why?
Bye.
Yeah.
I don't like saltwater taffy. The consistency is weird.
Jason and Callie are obsessed with it. They always eat it.
Yeah, you lost me on the saltwater taffy. That stuff is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh,
that stuff's
wait,
so
what-
good.
What do you think about like seafoam candy?
I don't know if I've ever had that.
It's gross. My parents love it. It's like it looks like styrofoam. It kind of feels like styrofoam in your mouth, but it's some kind of sugar and then it's coated in chocolate, and
I think I would
hate
love
it.
that. Well, you don't like saltwater
It's
taffy.
okay.
You don't like saltwater
Okay.
taffy, so we can't really like take your word for
Right.
candy.
The only thing
I
I
like-
the only thing I really don't like and will never touch are circus peanuts.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh,
no, you
those are
can't say you'll never touch them because you tried one the other day because the girls wanted to buy them and try them, and then nobody.
I
in
did
the
not
house
try
did.
one the other day.
I thought you did.
No.
Those are the red coated ones, right?
No,
They're
those are like the
orange.
orange, like marshmallowy.
Oh no.
You can't even call those marshmallows.
Yeah.
No,
I
they're not
hate
marshmallows. They're like that kind of stuff.
There we go.
I hate marshmallows.
All right. All right, everybody good?
You all see Suk lower or put away the meal pan that he had taken out. Put it back in her pack.
Right. As he finishes locking eyes, he just turns suddenly and trots, not even 2 steps for his huge size, just thump 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 thump, and leaps completely over the puddle of water that he was previously stuck in, just effortlessly, and he's gone.
It makes you wonder if he could have done that, how did he get stuck in it?
Or was it a test and he did it on purpose to see if we would have done the right thing? Kind of like in Beauty and the Beast, where she comes like the hag to see if he's going to be nice or not. The test.
Thank goodness Sue did not eat it.
Or
You sound like Suk.
Purple's Bible.
Even though he smelled really yummy after the mud bath.
So
Marinating.
Deuce, are we allowed to talk about what just happened? Or do you want us to keep that?
There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah,
And
okay.
if you didn't,
Were you astonished when he spoke into your? Could you hear him speak into your brain?
Yeah.
I was just like, no tongue. Can you really even talk about it though? Because it's
I can write about it.
that's
Still your
true.
secret.
In your diary.
I already told them about my magic candy staff, so I already spilled the beans.
The jelly beans.
The black jelly beans.
Black jelly.
Is this where we're stopping?
I think we actually have to take a rest.
Yeah.
We don't get
Yeah,
disadvantage on everything.
you're up against an exhaustion point if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sook's down.
Is
So
it a
you may-
short or a long rest?
Long.
Yeah,
We're gonna spend 8 hours in this swamp, guys. Get
Well-
comfortable.
Over here's pretty.
We'll spin it on the nice 15 feet that he made the grass
Yeah,
grow
yeah.
green.
What
Sweet
happened to
Kyle.
the muck that Siobhan and I were covered in? Did that become beautiful and just kind
no, you're still covered in it.
You ugly.
of?
To be fair, we're all kind of covered because after he shook.
Right.
Yeah, you all kind of got sprayed with shrapnel.
Yeah.
smell awesome this suit. Never better.
Aw. You sure do know
Hopefully,
how to
Stu
move.
doesn't get hungry and during the night and try to eat one of us.
Oh, my friends are dipped in gravy.
We should set up. Somebody needs to be on watch, is what I'm trying to say.
Burgess can. He doesn't need sleep.
I meditate.
Sook can take first watch.
Doesn't Sug need the long rest though?
No, I mean we set up like a three rotation watch.
Yeah, with
And
watches, yeah.
Yeah.
You all get
I'm
what
just
you
saying,
need.
doesn't because he's a high elf, doesn't he not need? When I was an elf before, you don't need the full 8 hours, right? Because you're
Yeah.
But he
Yeah,
has to take a similar
has to
amount
take
of time in reverie. Like it's just he sits there and meditates like an elf.
But I thought it was that elves only needed a couple, like for the equivalent of a long rest of others, they only needed like 4 hours or something.
It's more like
So you still
flavor
need to
how you
spend-
rest.
Yeah, it's
I guess
the
it doesn't
same
matter.
function. It doesn't. Yeah, it's flavor. That's what he said.
Just like the swamp water.
Mhm.
The best flavor.
So,
All right. Yuji's already asleep.
okay,
He's
so
a
you're
tired boy.
camping on.
Stuck.
So you're still on an island in the middle of this kind of boggy area, but there is still a nice health and fragrance to the place. So you do fall asleep the night. So at that point it's kind of mid-afternoon. The rain is still coming down. It's just sort of miserable and wet, even though you're in like this little circle of kind of help a little bit. You do manage to fall asleep. You keep watches. The time passes uneventfully. There's no sound. I mean, it's just perfectly still, quiet in the area of the forest that you're in. At some point in the night, I need everybody to make a charisma saving throw.
Charisma
Oh, yeah.
saving throw.
Oh no.
Charisma
Yes.
saving throw with
Come
on.
advantage.
Oh yeah, baby. Let's see.
24.
With
Last
advantage.
Time I
right?
get something.
I got it.
All right. 19.
Let me know if anybody gets a 13 or lower.
I got 11.
What did Fergus get?
2.
At advantage.
With advantage?
Oh no.
Oh.
There's advantage.
Yeah.
He's
That
got
was
so
his
disappointed.
13.
Roll. Oh
A
no!
13? Okay. So who got a 13 or lower? Fergus?
Fergus.
And Kahavai.
Okay.
Oh no! Banish that die.
The,
It was
so
two.
not Fergus and Kahavai, but everybody else, in your sleep, you sense just there's a restlessness on the edge of your consciousness. You feel this alien sort of presence trying to break in and influence your dreams, but you're able to resist, and just the health of the ground where the stag once stood kind of provides this extra defense against it. And so soon that consciousness fades away, and you get a full, restful, and peaceful sleep. Fergus and Kahavai, your dreams are troubled. The consciousness breaks through and troubles your reverie and your sleep with nightmarish images of things that you fear and dread the most. Your people rejecting you and casting you out, and your family turning their backs on you, and your home and the people that you know and love being driven from the places where they live, and just even the new friends that you have made that are sleeping around you, you have nightmares of them being hurt and tortured in the most horrible ways, and you do not receive a full night's sleep. And so you two will suffer 1 point of exhaustion the next day.
Okay. Do
Nope.
I still get like my key points back?
You do get like all the benefits of the rest, but you do have a point of exhaustion.
Okay. Where do I put?
What does point of exhaustion do?
It gives you disadvantage.
Think of what I'm like when I wake up in the morning.
I meant like for your numbers and stuff, bro.
Oh, okay.
It gives you disadvantage on stuff, on pretty much everything, I think.
Which is just like waking up in the morning for us, Jason.
I was gonna say, it feels like real life. So
one level of exhaustion gives you disadvantage on ability checks.
So how long does that last?
Until you can get a restful night's sleep.
So I'm still confused because, like, looking at the trance for the high elf, it says you don't need to sleep, but meditate semi-consciously for 4 hours a day. While meditating, you can dream after a fashion. Such dreams are actually mental exercises that have become reflective through years of practice. After resting this way, you gain the same benefits as a human does of 8 hours of sleep. So you're saying he doesn't even get his 4 hours. That's what this is interrupting?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So instead of it breaking into like a normal human dream,
it's breaking into his meditation. So he
his
doesn't get 4
meditation.
hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like he's meditating on a pile of an ant hill or something, like,
He deserves it for what he put Siobhan through.
Siobhan or Megan?
I mean,
So Megan, did you see where you can put your exhaustion
no, I did not.
for Fergus?
I just assumed it would be disadvantaged rolls.
Up at the top it says conditions, and you can click on it, and at the bottom it says exhaustion, and you can put a 1 down. I don't know if it'll remind you to do anything, but then it's there.
Oh, yeah.
Up at the top, it's where?
So on the right side, so like where you have
got it.
Yep, under your hit points. Yep. And you scroll down to the bottom of the conditions, and it's got a little dude.
Exhaustion 1.
I'm gonna put it at level 6 and see what happens. I was hoping he would like collapse. Oh, and then it has a little thing underneath.
It's so weird.
Disadvantage on all ability checks. Yep, so then it
Yep.
tells you what it is. That's 6. You're dead. At 5, your speed is reduced to 0. So Sue, if you get that high, we'll just keep carrying you. So
There you go. Okay, I think that's where we will call it. So
Cool.
it's so you wake up. Do you want to kind of wait until it's fully morning? Like what time? So for the 8 hours, it's like 3 in the afternoon. You know, so you would like about midnight. You would be the end of an 8 hour long rest.
I'd say yes, we get moving since we're on a time crunch.
Yeah.
How is lighting going to? Like, we can't light torches, right? Because it's raining and whatnot.
I got dark vision. I don't care.
Yeah.
The rain. So to say the
La-di-da.
rain is stopped. The rain has stopped, and so,
The map's
but
showing
it's still
it's
sort of nasty. So
Sue still got your candle, right?
I've got a torch if anyone
Yeah.
needs it.
I do have torches. I just wasn't sure with the rain.
yeah. I think torches work in the rain if you can get them lit. Like, I don't think they're made to be on fire. Not gonna pick nits about it. Okay,
You?
cool.
Yep.
So as we are calling it, did we understood it as we had to stop 2 rituals in order to get to the hag.
Yeah.
Okay. And those
Will
were
we
the
have
rituals.
to split the party?
Yeah. Oh,
We would die. We would die.
what you talking about?
We would die so hard.
I mean,
Dude,
we
no
won't know
time.
until we try.
We'll send Yuji and Sug off on their own. I'm sure they'll totally
With no
survive.
tongue. With no tongue.
No. Still get no
Send
tongue.
all the people with no dark vision on the stage.
Yeah.
No tongue has a torch. We're fine.
They're all like, we're gonna wait till morning. The rest of us with dark vision are like, no, we're not. We're gonna go now.
Well, you do
Yeah.
yours first, and then meet up with us when you're done.
Oh goodness. I say we stay together.
Did we
Yeah.
find out how far east the thing was?
One is 7 miles, but I don't
Yeah.
know
That's
the
the only
other
one I
one.
remember.
I don't think the creature said how far east. He just said east. It just said east.
And way to
Yeah.
do human measurements, not like 50 paces for me that way.
Yeah.
Which way was
is like
the
10 miles.
hags thing? Is it closer to the one on the east?
We
Do we
don't
know?
know.
We don't. Okay.
You know, hag to the north, rituals to the west and the east.
Okay.
Like,
So it doesn't matter which way we go, it's gonna be about the same.
Do we feel like if we disrupt like one of them, then it'll extend Lupa's time, or do we not know?
Well, that's a good point.
Oh well, we'll figure it
Great
out.
question.
We'll
Call
figure it
back.
out.
Call back to Shishigami.
Yeah.
Come back.
We have more questions. I'm really sorry.
I keep getting not bored.
All right.
Okay.
Oh my god.
cool.
All right.
All right.